This is Culture UnMasked. I'm Madison Hawthorne, Golden Tree Publishing, and we're here on video for the first time.
Yo.
You can catch us at goldentreepublishing.com. Ray, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ray, my Youngblood. You guys can call me RAIZ Arts. I'm a digital freelance illustrator here in Pittsburgh, PA. You can find me on Instagram at RAIZ_arts. That is RAIZ_ARTS. You can find me on Twitter, Patreon, and on Facebook. Just RAIZ Arts, all one word. RAIZARTS.
Newman?
Who am I? I'm just a man, a father. But I do a lot of amateur work, comics, drawings, writing. Chris Newman. You can find me only on Instagram. So I'm old and whack. But on Instagram, it is Chris Newman 216. So look for me, man. You'll find some interesting and fun things.
Cool. And you can find us at Golden Tree Publishing on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as well. And then this video is on Golden Tree TV on YouTube, as well as the podcast, which you can find on basically anywhere you see podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, all that. So it's there if you want to check us out. But it's been a while.
Yeah.
Gentlemen. Anything else that you want to talk about since the last time?
I'm going to let you go first, bro.
I seen some things.
You sound like you see like you see like some traumatizing things. That's what it sounded like.
I seen some things.
You good over there?
I'm gonna go through the list, and then off that list, I guess we could go off of it. Last week I was sick during Thanksgiving, so I picked up on a lot of things I never would have watched. So I watched that live Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Oh, that was fun.
Right?
That was fun.
I'm so glad you said that.
A lot of people was trying to flame it.
I enjoyed it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought they stuck to the source, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as far as live action goes, it's one of the better ones that was done for sure.
I'm in a room full of cultured gentlemen. This is great.
I didn't know it existed. Like I said,
it's new. It's new.
Bruh, I was just like, Cowboy Bebop. I remember this show. I don't remember the storyline as much because it was just something to get to watch Dragon Ball Z or whatnot.
I'm weak. But that's because there wasn't a storyline until like
it wasn't no storyline.
Episode 25, 26.
Yeah.
And the movie. My favorite episodes.
Yeah, but it was, man, I had fun. I'm just like, man, this kind of reminded me, like, it's shot like the cartoon was. Like, the way he was sitting, his mannerisms, like, I feel like they casted that perfect.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Cho was amazing as Spike.
Oh, yeah, just his manner, the way he sat. Just, man, it was just like, dang, this was on point. So I really, really enjoyed that. I finished it, I think, in maybe a day.
Wow.
Maybe a day.
I haven't finished it yet, but I'm going to get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was good. This movie, you're going to see the list that I'll pick, but it's called Paper Tigers. It's about old men who had to reclaim their, like,
fighting. I seen that joint. I like that joint.
Dog, yeah. I was laughing the whole time.
It's funny. Yeah, it's definitely funny. It's got good action in it. Yeah, I seen that joint. Man, when did I see that? It's actually, I like that joint a lot. I was surprised. I'm looking like, what's this going to be, like some low budget, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, they did
it right
for sure.
I wish that was a series because I wanted more.
Yeah,
Paper Tigers, I think it was called.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that was low key. That was on Netflix, so I caught that. The new James Bond.
Oh, how was it? I wanted to see that.
I didn't see that, Joe.
I loved it because I feel like they brought back a lot of. It's gonna be different, like the way he talks. Like you could tell it was done different.
Mm-hmm.
But they brought back a lot of the what do you call it? The trickery, like the oil spill and the smoke and.
Okay, so they got the smoke out the back of the car, oil slicks and jacks falling out the trunk.
That was fun. Like watching James Bond. School. Yeah, they brought that back in this one, so it was fun, man. Watching that, but you could tell it was different. It wasn't like they kind of directed him different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He talked more opposed to.
That's his last one, right?
Yeah. So no spoilers, but the Shang-Chi, I think you say it.
Yeah.
10 Rings.
Yep.
I watched that. That was dope. Finally watched Black Widow. That was terrible.
I didn't watch Black Widow yet. Still,
Yeah,
I gotta catch that.
you don't.
Shang-Chi. I think we might have
I
talked
liked
about
it.
that. I thought Shang-Chi was.
I started doing yoga watching it.
What?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Wow.
It motivated me, man.
To
So
do
I started
yoga?
doing yoga.
Dang.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that girl had me laughing, man. I was just like, man, she's a clown. Let me start doing yoga, man. I ain't even trying to be no
Right.
weak person. But then I saw that, and then Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I didn't see
Yo,
that.
was that good? It's not good.
It was
Ah.
good. It was good, but it was just too much homage to the old one, man. Like,
Right. You know what's crazy? They flamed the last one with the women, and that joke was mad funny.
It was funny.
I thought
I
that
liked
joke
it.
was good.
The one with the girls, I like.
Everybody was
it.
flaming it. I was like, yo, this one is
It's
mad
hilarious.
funny.
It's
like I don't know
hilarious.
what to say. Like, yo, it's a
Yeah.
good movie. It didn't get enough love.
I love the one with the girls, man. Just
Dude.
off of pure laughter. It was funny. But this new Ghostbusters, it was good. I would watch it again. I'll buy it. My kids want to watch it again. They can't wait till it comes to stream. But it's just so much things like that. It was almost predictable. I enjoy watching it in the theater.
Okay.
That's not one of those movies I'm just gonna really enjoy watching at home again, except when I throw the surround sound on with the kids. But yeah, there was, I don't know, it was a build up and a quick finish.
Gotcha.
A long build up to what it was and a quick finish. I felt like it could have been more
For the
Ghostbusters. Yeah, Afterlife. I felt it could have been more exposure of ghosts throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Opposed, it was just a build up. You wait. Oh, finally, action. Damn, it's over.
Right.
So it was, I don't know. I still liked it, but I just feel like they could have spread it out more. So that was what, man, that was it. I was watching action stuff, you know what I'm saying, martial arts stuff, and trying to get what culturally what's been playing and showing. I know I ain't watched that new Venom yet. Have you seen it?
I did. It's a very fast movie. And I mean, like, obviously the end credit scene is what most people have been talking about with it. But I liked it for what it was.
Worth renting?
Yes.
I still ain't seen the first Venom.
Nah.
Yeah.
That one surprised me. I liked the first one.
If you like the comedy of the first one, then you're gonna love the second one.
Oh, for real?
If you want a more serious Venom story, then you're not gonna like this movie. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Cool. What's it called? Carnage, right?
Let There Be Carnage. Yeah. But it's about carnage.
Maybe that'll be something I do is check those both out this
Yeah.
weekend. See what that's about.
Check it out on that 17-hour flight.
Yeah, for real. Right. Maybe I should save it for that.
For real.
We ain't gonna
Both
be nothing
of
to do. We'll be doing knee bends in the owl.
Oh,
On
man.
the airplane.
Yoga.
But
Start that yoga.
anything else, Ray? I know you usually seen the
Man.
most stuff.
Well, no, I was just letting Newman finish.
Oh, okay.
He got his little dissertation.
Oh man, so I just finished He-Man yesterday. If you didn't like season 1, you're not gonna like season 2. I enjoyed season 1, but like I'm not a He-Man stan, so like it's not. It doesn't. The girl power doesn't bother me at all.
Right. You're not that invested.
Yeah, but
You just enjoy it for
if
what
you're
it is.
like anti-girl power, like
Dang.
He-Man not being the main guy,
Okay.
even though like you get a lot more He-Man this time. Like Prince Adam is in every single episode. So like if you want him, he there. He just ain't the main character, and you just know that. There's there's another He-Man show on Netflix now too. I haven't watched that. And it's more so like the old one. So from what I hear, it like if you like the 80s He-Man, then watch that one.
Is that the one that they made in like the 2000s?
No, not that one. Although that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
No, this is like a 3D CGI joint.
Oh, okay.
It came out I think like last month or something like that. I just haven't had time to check it out yet. Plus, I was invested because I was watching the other one. I didn't want to get my plot lines mixed up.
Right.
I just saw Encanto yesterday. Y'all know I love Disney movies. And this is another one of them.
Yeah. No
It's-
spoilers because we're probably gonna go see that.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope.
What is it called?
Encanto.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's new Disney movie that follows this Latin family. It's great.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah. And the music, it's weird. So like the music is good in the context of the movie. But confession, I like Disney music. I do.
I
It's
seen
dope.
your playlist, man. I rock with it.
Yeah.
I ain't seen his
The
playlist.
thing is, look, I don't even know if it's true or not. I was just like, well, I mean, we did have that ride together, so like he could have saw it then. But
right.
but the music doesn't work as effectively outside of the movie, so that's kind of sad. It's not like there's not a single song on there that'll be like the new Let It Go or something like that. But great movie, great message, lovable, adorable cast of characters. Yeah, check it out. Yes, I saw Venom. I enjoyed Cowboy Bebop. I knew what it was going to be, except for the last episode. I didn't enjoy the twist, but I knew that, well, it's Cowboy Bebop. There's very little like flowing storyline, and I know how Netflix operates, so I knew that they were going to put a major focus on Vicious and like that and Spike's storyline with the Syndicate.
Yeah.
I will say I don't like Netflix's Vicious. He's probably the weakest in that series, and Faye might be the second weakest just because of what they do with her character. But I think that Faye is fixable for like any other seasons. I do not think that Vicious is fixable, and I am really sorry about that. If you're a Vicious fan, you're not gonna like the Netflix adaptation. You're just not. He's
That's
too
the
hammy.
white hair dude.
Yeah, he's just
Okay.
like Vicious
I don't
is
remember that
not
from the
somebody
cartoon.
that talks. Like he pops up on screen, he says some cryptic like bad guy stuff. Yeah, Spike, I'm going to take everything you love, and then he disappears after they fight for a little bit. This Vicious is just like, I am a man's man, and you're going to respect me because I am the man.
Right.
And this is
Little
like, dog.
Broadway type.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Insecure.
Right. I didn't like what they did with Julia either. I won't go too far because you said you didn't finish it, right?
No.
Yeah, just watch it. Yeah, just watch it. But with that being said, like you said, it's definitely one of the better anime adaptations. And it gives me faith for the One Piece and Yu Yu Hakusho series that are coming out. Because, like, if they can handle Cowboy Bebop with that type of competence, I know a lot of people don't think they did. I thought they did. I think that these series will be okay. One Piece I'm interested in because how are you going to shorten their stories into 10 episode seasons?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do that. They're going to have to move like super slow in order for it to work. But I have faith. Crap. Dang. It's like, it's one of those things where I watch so much. Oh, Dexter New Blood.
I never
Man.
watched Dexter.
So I love Dexter. And I think because I binged Dexter, I didn't hate season 8 as much as like somebody that waited. Like I could imagine like if you're sitting on bated breath and like waiting every week and that's the finale you get, kind of being mad. But I was zooming through Dexter, so like it didn't matter too much to me. The ending just felt like a show's ending. And, like, you're lucky you even got an ending, especially, like, back then, because shows would get canceled.
So, right.
Yeah, it's over. But Dexter New Blood does a lot of things right. And if you haven't checked it out, it's really good.
That's on Showtime now?
Yeah. It's supposed to be a limited series. but we'll see. I think the views are pretty high right now. Yeah. So we'll see. Oh, and for all my Ratchet TV lovers out there, the game is back.
The game?
Yeah.
That's not a Ratchet show.
Man.
The game?
Yeah.
With the football players?
Yeah.
That wasn't Ratchet.
Yeah, it was, man.
Nah, man, that's just some good.
Dog. Melanie swabbed a baby's face for DNA.
That's not Ratchet, man.
That is so Ratchet, dog.
What's the definition of Ratchet?
That was Ratchet. What was Playmakers on ESPN?
I didn't watch it.
I never watched that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But the game is back. If you remember Brittany Pitts?
I don't remember the names of the people.
See, how you want to know it's not Ratchet if you don't even remember the characters' names, bro?
Man, I don't remember because the show's old, man. I was watching that in like high school, bro.
I never even seen it, man. I heard of it, but I never seen it.
Jason Pitt's daughter is one of the main characters. Pissy Shuffle, I know you remember that. And Dips. And Pitt, I'm not going to do it because we're on camera.
Right.
If we weren't on camera, y'all, I'd be doing the Pissy Shuffle, but I'm going to keep. Cause man, I gotta keep some shred of humility. All right.
I wish I'd known it.
But his daughter was terrible in the first season or first series. And they're actually using that to create a character arc for her, which is really interesting. And since it's on Paramount Plus, like they're allowed to like use the swears that they actually want to use, and it's good. And then my final thing, Chucky. The season finale is actually tonight. If you haven't watched it and you like watch the other Chucky movies, give it a try. It's good. But you have to know the source material, like including Curse and Cult
movies. Because I only seen like how many of it? There's a lot of them. I seen the first 3, obviously.
Yep. Then there's Bride.
The Bride. I seen that one, but
then
I haven't seen
Seed.
anyone after that.
No?
Okay.
You ain't seen Glenn and Glenda? And
and
the girl in the wheelchair?
Bride and Chucky.
Oh.
That's the last one. I seen the 4th one, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
with Jennifer Tilly when she was first in the show.
Yeah.
And the first in the movie. That's the last one I seen back in 03 or.
Was it by like choice? And you just like, no, it's too much.
What? No, I'm not. Chucky's not on my radar. So,
man.
So if new one's coming out, I'm not even gonna know about it. I'm not checking for it. Anyway.
Brad and Seed, like I like Brad because I thought it was hilarious. Like I put it in the same vein as like Leprechaun in the Hood. Which exactly right.
I just watched Leprechaun in Space. Man.
Oh man, I'm surprised he doesn't have a reboot. I'm sure he's coming.
That's coming.
The Return.
When did that come out?
It like a year or two ago. It was directly like after the one with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
It's her daughter in this one. It's called The Return. It's terrible.
They're all
terrible. But he still has his lines, and his lines is hilarious, man. He has those like Chucky and Jason lines, or not Jason, the Freddy lines. Just one liner. You're like, that head was terrible. He done cut someone's head off, and
that's
dog. His lines are hilarious.
But yeah, definitely. Chucky's good. Cult and Curse are good movies. They're direct to DVDs, but they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. So watch those. Check out the Chucky series, and that's it. That's not it, but I'm talking forever. So
that's a good one. It's been a while since we.
I know.
So y'all, I mean, for me, y'all basically mentioned anything I would have seen. I think the only thing I didn't mention was I watched that Hit Monkey on Hulu.
How was that?
So
I love the animation of that.
I did not like the animation of
really?
It. Right. I didn't like the animation of it, but I liked the show. I'm giving it like an 8.5.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Like they kept it real comic book-esque. Obviously the animation doesn't let them do much, but it's like you could tell like their budget was weird.
Yeah.
And so they put a lot when it was time for action, it's like more fluid. So it's not as stiff like when you watch it at first you're thinking Archer. Something like that. And so it's like, okay, this is like art. And it's basically got the same type of humor as Archer. So if you like Archers, you're probably going to like Hit Monkey just for the stupid jokes.
Cool.
Right. But I thought it was dope. I was like, oh, this is really good. Too bad. That's it.
Oh, that they're not going to do season 2.
Well, because if I'm right, they started development with that and like MODOK before Marvel took all everything back for them to do it themselves. Right?
Gotcha.
So like Hulu had that was one of their projects before Marvel took everything away from everybody. It was like, we're keeping everything in house. So that was like the last thing that Hulu's dropping. That was Marvel that's what my understanding. But hopefully maybe they'll pick it up. But it's so bloody and just wild. I don't know that Marvel.
Disney Plus ain't gonna unless they do that the rumored Disney 18 Plus, which I don't think that's happening. But
that'd be dope.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Right.
Especially you guys acquiesce Marvel.
Because they got Fox properties and stuff now. So I think that's coming. They just trying to probably figure out how to separate themselves from that.
Right.
It's Disney, so they got to find a way to make it feel like when you're watching it, it's not affiliated with Disney.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's all they're waiting on. Like they're trying to figure out a way to roll that out for people so that you can watch because they're also doing I found out they're doing an Alien series.
Really?
Like on FXX, I think. Whoa. It's like a 10 episode. Alien series, stuff like that. And I think that I think they want to do stuff like that, Disney, with those properties and things, but they just got to figure out how to separate.
They should just call it plus 18.
Right. But yeah, I think I seen that Hit Monkey. I watched that True Story with Kevin Hart.
Is that good?
I thought it was dope. I ain't seen nothing like that in a minute. So it was kind of refreshing because it's they don't really make shows like that much.
Okay.
But it's really good. It's super predictable and it's super predictable, but it's still you still want to watch it. You know what I mean? And I would just check it out. The first episode should get you hooked. If you just make it through the first episode, because it's kind of slow, but if you watch the first episode, you're going to want to watch the second episode for sure.
Are those hour-longs or 30-minute ones?
The first one's an hour, and then they're 30 minutes basically after that.
Okay.
So the first one's 50-something minutes, and then it's 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was actually good. I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm trying to think anything else. I started reading Bongo Stray Dogs, the manga.
Okay.
And the manga doesn't have I'm reading the first volume, and it doesn't match anything in the anime. I'm like, what is this? They're not the same thing.
Is it for good or for bad?
They're both good.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm like, what? Is is this the same? I had to look wait, is this they did something different for the anime but yeah, I started reading that because I've been reading. I remember I texted you. I'm reading a lot of number ones as I get ready to do my thing, just to see how people start stuff, build the world and things like that. So It's really educational. So I've been just reading all these volume ones of manga, Naruto, which I had been read a long time ago, but reading that again.
Yo, check out Totally Not Mark's reviews on Naruto. He's not done yet, but he's done with the entire first part. He just got into Shippuden. And it's crazy. He lives in the UK, but so he hasn't actually really watched it. I don't know why it's not popular in the UK, but I guess it's not.
Yeah.
But check it out. And just the way that he describes Kishimoto's storytelling style, I think it would be really beneficial for you. It was beneficial for me.
So what's the name?
Totally Not Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mark, if you see this, sponsor us, bro. I know you got that G Fuel money right now, but we hungry too.
Yeah, I'll just have to check that out because I'm trying to get through these number ones. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything else that y'all didn't already mention.
What did you see that we did mention? I wanted to talk about.
Not much. I mean, we basically covered it. You know what I mean? Shang-Chi. I seen Paper Tigers a while ago. That's good. That's actually a sleeper. People should go watch that. Especially if you like martial arts movies. Man, I'm trying to think anything else that I've seen. I didn't see Eternals. I'll tell you, I didn't see that.
I did see Eternals.
I still need to see that.
Yeah.
People saying it's pretty good, so
I liked
check it out.
I'll never watch it again, but I liked it.
I don't rewatch Marvel movies really. they're not that good to me. Winter Soldier, except for that one, super good.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Winter Soldier.
3 hours is way too long for a movie.
Right.
Eternal should have been a series, but that's a whole other separate discussion.
Right. And I'm trying to think. I haven't been to the movie theaters in a hot minute. I think Shang-Chi was the last thing I saw in movie theaters. Probably try to check Eternals in that. What's it called?
Encanto.
Encanto.
Yeah.
Sometime we tried to check that this weekend, but then the schedule got caught up. But I think that's about it, man. That's
You seen
that's
Hawkeye?
all I see. No, I haven't started watching Hawkeye yet.
I watched the first 2 episodes of that too. Man.
I seen it.
I watch a lot of TV, y'all. Sheesh.
Hey man,
Right.
but you your own boss. You do what you
Do
do.
what you
You're
gotta
right. You're right.
Right.
Do what you do.
I listen to a lot of TV, I guess I should say, because I was definitely working on a logo. while
I watch more TV than it sounds like because
Yeah.
a lot of times I just got like cooking shows on in the background while I let her comics and stuff. I'll be watching like British baking shows and stuff. But like I've been doing a lot of comic stuff, so I haven't really gotten down into it. But dang, I started watching another anime and it's like slipping my mind. I'll talk about it next time.
Gotcha.
But Ray, you want to fill us in a little bit on that Anime NYC?
Man. Anime NYC is phenomenal. All right, so Newman, love you, bro. But I'm actually so glad that it was a solo trip for me this time around. No,
I didn't hear why.
right.
Listen, so
Yeah.
little context. Newman and I, we went to BlurCon in July, and we had a blast. Like, we had such a good time that business was kind of like the furthest thing from my mind for real. Like, we had a great time. I will just say that. But with Anime NYC, it was just me. But with Anime NYC, like, I was on a mission. I was hungry. And it was amazing. So y'all remember that RDC World drawing that I made of Mark as Heater from that skit that he did last year?
Man, you said the sort of stuff.
He was in a superhero pose. He had like a flame.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. So I go to RDC World's panel and I'm drawing as I always do. But I make sure to like load up the drawing that I drew as well as the other drawing that I did, because I drew them all as like Espada from Bleach. Which I got merch of that too. Super dope. But during the panel, they were like asking like people to ask questions, yada yada yada. And so I'm like, I just want to show y'all my artwork. So I go up to the front of the stage and I show them my stuff. And Leland's like, "Yo, I saw that. Yeah, you're RAIZ Arts. Like, yeah, we know you." I was like, "What?" Yeah. Like, yeah, we saw whenever you first made that. I was like, "Oh man, well, I appreciate the love, yada yada yada." And I showed them the other one. I was like, "Yo, this not so hard. That's so hard." And like, I got a bunch of followers that day, obviously. So that was super cool. Then also shout out to Leland. I got the Sonic and Tails necklace from King Ice. He got the Knuckles and Shadow necklaces, and we had a little moment. It was really cool. But then Saturday, I go up. Did you guys see the guy? His name is That Guy Rich. He got injected with all 5 of the COVID vaccine shots. And
I heard about
You saw that skit?
Yeah.
And like he becomes like all powerful like Thanos and like force chokes. Yeah. So dude is sitting in a corner and there's a girl sitting right next to him. And I'm talking to my friend and I'm like, "Yo, I think that's dude off YouTube." And he's like, "Oh, that is him." I can't talk to him. I was like, "Can't talk to him? Why?" So I'm like, well, forget it. If you ain't gonna go talk to him, I'm gonna go talk to him. Saying it like that makes it sound like we're trying to holler at dude. But we're not, I promise.
Man.
But
I didn't think that, but now that you said it.
man, right, like, oh, you ain't gonna talk, you scared? I'm gonna do it for you, all right? So
You're my man.
so I go talk to Rich, or I try to. I'm like, hey, excuse me, aren't you dude from? All of a sudden, I hear, oh my God, you're RAIZ Arts.
Oh,
I'm like,
with a famous dude,
Right.
what? I was like, I mean, yeah, yes. How? And she's her name is Things Nat Says. She's a YouTuber. Apparently she's been following me on Instagram for a long time. She's like, I love your black and white work. Like, you do such great work all the time. Yada yada. I'm like, I didn't even realize that I was somebody to know, but that's so cool. Yeah. I passed out my business cards to a lot of people. I spoke to a lot of people, different marketing teams and things like that while I was out there. Obviously, like you guys heard, I talked to RDC World, gave them my business card, talked to, of course, my boy Kurt Ritchie. If you watching this, what's up, Kurt? That's like my friend, like that's my homie for real. And he, hooked up some things that weren't possible for me before. Yeah. And it's just like I learned that like going to conventions for parties and stuff is great, but when you're a creative, you really want to go for the panels. If you're not already like working and vending your own artwork,
right? You
want to like be very purposeful with that time. So again, bro, had a great time, and I'm gonna find a con.
Still didn't explain why you didn't want to go with them, but
because you go with me, we gonna party, we gonna have a fun time, we gonna joke, but it ain't gonna be productive, man.
I'm glad you didn't come because you ain't about that business.
Man. No, it's not even like that.
I know it's all good. That's all good.
All right, y'all. See y'all.
But
yeah, man.
No, like,
hey, man, I'll go with you, dog.
I can't go to New York and the
Listen, right?
Well, at least not with
not that one. Not that one. We can go anywhere else.
No,
but,
you made things happen that trip, man.
Yeah,
good stuff.
And I was even telling my fiance. I'm engaged now, y'all. I was even telling my fiance, I was just like, I'm so glad it was a solo trip because I was able to be so purposeful with my time that like even my friends in New York, they were there and like they didn't know I was there. Like my boy who I was talking to before I saw Rich, he just so happened to see me coming out of the Black Trailblazers and anime panel, which was really good. He just so happened to see me. He was like, yo, I didn't know you were here. And I was like, that was kind of the point.
Right.
Not that I didn't want to see anybody, but because I knew that I had like a plan. And so like I say to you creatives out there that are watching this, everything's not always about parties, even when there are parties and fun things to be there. Like you gotta really be about pushing yourself in a way that isn't pushy, like, but to let people know who you are and what you're about. And I was able to be super purposeful with that time, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
You think you start having panels yourself? I mean, since all these people know you, man, YouTube.
Chill. So, like, I'm not famous by any means, but it's cool to know that, like, y'all know, I really just went full time with this in February.
Right.
And it hasn't even been a year, but I'm getting randoms out in New York. Not that you're random, Nat. Like, if you watch this, like, you're awesome. But I'm getting people who I don't even know are noticing me.
Yeah.
And
right.
so,
recognition of your talent, man. You talent. We've been telling you this.
I know. But like that level of validation is something that I've never experienced before. And it's only going to continue to grow as long as I continue to grow.
Right.
So
as long as I keep not going to these.
Chill.
Right,
you know what? So
said you was holding them back, man.
No.
Jeez.
Nah. But I was talking to my boy Natsu. Ultimately, I gotta have one fun convention like throughout the year. But I should treat every convention like most conventions, like business, because the entire industry's there.
Mm-hmm.
Noir Caesar was there. Black Sands was there. Tapas was there. Webtoons was there. BlurCon, Techo, RDC World, Beyond the Bot, Crunchyroll. Like, if you're ever trying to get yourself out there, that's the place and time to do it. That's where all the heads are.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's just, you want to go and have fun, but you can have fun and also be productive at the same time.
Right.
You better stop wearing those shirts and just wear your shirts, man, with your art.
Yo, so, I also have a Redbubble store. I'm gonna send Madison the link if you could just throw it on the Golden Tree.
Yeah, check it below.
Nah, not until he bring me back to his convention. I'm joking. I'll never hold you back.
Because I know, and you guys have always been like supporting me from day one. But whenever I do wear RAIZ artwear, people ask like, "Yo, like, what is that? Where'd you get that from?" I'm like, that's me. This is the site. So, it's RAIZ Arts is really like.
That's it, man.
Growing, man. Like, it's crazy. But Anime NYC was impactful, educational, a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to go back next year.
But I have to try to go next year.
Cool.
I'll try to get a booth next year.
I'm going to New York this weekend. Just let me know what weekend not to go.
Right.
Chill. We can't be drinking like last time.
You can sit at my booth, man.
But that's awesome, man. You made those connects and people recognize you. That means you all the work that you putting forth is showing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So good stuff.
Yeah.
Man, that's dope, man. Someone said, no, you RAIZ Art. You said, no, you. Dang, that's me.
Right.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Man.
Who am I? But yeah, so I guess real quick we just get into the little bit of the main thing. I almost forgot what I said we was going to talk about. We're going to talk about characters.
Right? Yeah.
And just kind of like how many to have. As kind of as an indie creator, just like kind of some thoughts on if you're starting out or making a comic, and just thoughts on like what kind of approach. Like sometimes like people want to have like 50 characters, and that could work or it could not work depending on certain factors. And I just kind of want to touch on that. And I guess the first thing, I'll say Ray, because you're working on your Twilight Angel right now.
Yep.
What was your approach as far as like the characters, how many you were going to have and all that?
So originally, I had the two brothers, the teacher character, and then I had my villain and 3 girls for my main character's love interest. And as I got older, I realized, well, everybody doesn't need love interest, so I can actually combine the 3 girls into one. And she's not necessarily a love interest anymore either. She's her own character.
Right.
And I've created like arc characters who may or may not appear later on in the series. But I was one of them, oh yeah, this chapter they're gonna be this character. And then I want to bring this character back and like episode 42, and then that person's gonna die, but like they're not really gonna die. And it's just like you don't gotta do all that.
Right.
You can create an impactful story with just a handful of characters. You know?
And I like what you said about like sometimes like if people want to have these characters, like a certain number of characters, sometimes it pays like to just take those characters and make them one, like take the traits from all of them and turn them into one character. You can still kind of get what you want out of it without having to have those extra characters to worry about in your story.
Right. And because of that, I was able to create a more meaningful story with that one character. as opposed to, well, this character is traumatized in this way. This character has this tragic backstory, and this character has this. I was able to consolidate them into one and create one big flowing narrative with that character. And so I'm really excited, like, for everyone to be able to see where, like, the twists and turns that kind of go with them. But I wouldn't have been able to do it in a succinct way if I spread my cast too thin.
Right. And like, what's your plans? Like, as you do it, like, are you gonna like expand? Like, do you have characters lined up a lot of them that you want to introduce, or are you gonna stay like mostly narrowed in on the brothers?
So, it's the brother story for sure. And I mean, like, I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't have an entire timeline of like the beginning of the story to the end of the story written out. You've seen that actually.
Right.
But as far as like all the characters go, it really depends on audience reception. Because, if the story's going really well, I have stories for that. If the story is going moderately okay, but people aren't really vibing with it, I have contingency plans to kind of like shut things out. I don't want to create a story where like My Hero Academia.
Right.
They just recently disclosed who the traitor was. This was a plot point that like was brought up in the beginning of the story. There's a mole in UA. We don't know who it is, but there's a mole somewhere.
Right.
People have honestly forgotten about that story plot, and it just now came back. I would like to try my best not to do anything like that, only because I don't have the same level of notoriety that Horikoshi does.
Right.
Is White Angel my baby? Yes. Do I care about it a lot? Yes. Do I want it to be as long as like a My Hero Academia? Possibly. But I also understand that where I am in life, it may not get there. And so I would rather tell an impactful story with a small cast of characters and then potentially expand them in other arcs as opposed to have 50 hashtag my OC don't steal, like, and it's not even telling the story that needs to be told. Or I'm rushing through plot points because, oh, this really cool thing is going to happen down the street.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I mean, I basically kind of agree with basically most of what you said.
Yeah.
And like I said, the reason why I want to talk about this too is like, because I think sometimes it's like you kind of want to find a middle ground. To me, it's like how many characters you're going to have in your, this is mostly for limited series and series. If it's a graphic novel or something like that, then I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's all coming out at one time.
Right.
And so it's like, you know, whatever the characters you need to tell your story is fine because, you know, once the story's told, that's kind of it. But for me, it's like the approach kind of I take is like, and I think people should take is you got to look at how far, what's your production schedule? Mm-hmm. It should kind of determine how many characters you're going to have. Like, you know, as an indie creator, like realistically, like first off, most people start books and they never get them out, right? That's going to be 90% of the people trying to break into comics in general, right? They're going to have a script. They might even have 7 pages and then that's it, right? Then there's the next people. It's like you get the book out, but you got 1 book out, right? So you got to be realistic as your production schedule. Are you a person that can do 4 books a year? Can you do 20? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're, you know, you might just be a beast like that. But, you know, if you're a person that can only do 4 books a year, which is, I mean, that's not bad for an indie person. You don't probably want to have 40 characters that you're trying to introduce in your series, you know, limited or ongoing, because it's like, you know, it's 20 years later, you're going to find out about these characters, right? Yeah. It's like, it's too far away. And so you probably want to dial your story into focus on the main characters. And the worst thing too is like you don't want to introduce a character early that then is not really supposed to play a major part in the story till farther away. Mm-hmm. And then you get caught up in production and then you like either just have to drop them completely and then it's like, oh, what happened to that guy? Right. You know what I mean? Or worse, you try to keep them in there, and it slows down your production even more. And then it's like, you're putting out one book a year. And like, if you're doing like a limited series, again, like limited series are almost akin to kind of graphic novels in that, like if you're doing like, okay, let's just say you're ambitious, because I would say this is ambitious for any indie creator who's kind of just getting started. If you're like a vet and you pump out books, that's different. But like if you're like just getting into it, or you're kind of like, medium into it, like if you have something, an ambitious project would be like 10 books, 10 issues,
right.
12 issues. And so even if you're doing something like that, you probably want to limit the characters, or if you're not going to do that, like you feel like I got to have all these characters in here for these 12 issues. Just don't put your book out till you have like 6 or 7 done. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like I kind of say that in regards to, because like, each character is a lot, like, I mean, especially if they're going to have plot points that move the story forward. I would argue that if they don't move the story forward in any meaningful way, you probably shouldn't have them in there anyway. Because I mean, then you're just kind of wasting a bit of your time. But like, you want to kind of have, if you're going to have that, you kind of want to have that backlog to kind of get things out. Like for me, I don't have a lot of characters in my stories, mostly like, King of Sweden is basically focuses on the main character, King Hidemine, and his friends, his circle of guards, which is like 4 people. They run into people as the story goes, but but it's basically all on them. It's not like I don't have the production schedule to have 30 characters. Like I said, like I don't have a My Hero Academia type of, I'm not putting out things every weekly. Where I can have a class of 20 or 30 people and touch on
he's hard for that, man. Because like they all have their own personalities. Right. Like, dude, like I don't know how he does it. Sorry, but like that's just Horikoshi's a beast, man.
Right. So like I don't have that kind of bandwidth.
Yeah.
Or I would do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's space in there to do it, but it's like, okay, I gotta just focus in on this.
But I like King of Sweden a lot though, because of that. Like I feel like I actually got to know your characters a lot quicker than I would have if you had an ensemble cast.
Right.
So you really do have a great way of building relatability with your characters, even with your other stories that I've read as well.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Especially the one that you sent today.
yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. So like for most of mine, I'm like focused in on like just the main characters. Like even Unicorn Melee is basically the 3 characters. And man, there's so much space. Like for that one, like that was one of the ones where it's like, there's a lot of space for a lot more. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, when I was doing that as like, it was basically my first, like King of Sweden was my first book, but this was like my first like full color, one and done type of deal. And it's like, I had a bigger story, but it's like, okay, I only got this budget and I can only do this many pages. So, I kind of cut it down versus like, getting caught up and saying, okay, I got this. And then it just like never really comes out.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of get caught up in that as an indie creator sometimes, where it's like you wrote the story. And sometimes once you get started too, with a lot of characters, once you get started, if you're 20, 30 pages deep and then you realize, okay, this is a bit too much, that sucks, right? Because then what are you going to do? You're either going to just take the time, 2, 3, 4 years to finish it or whatever it takes, or you're going to scrap those 30 pages and start again. Either way, that's not ideal.
Right.
So like you want to kind of have that hashed out before you even really get into it. And like I said, a lot of that's going to be down to your production schedule. If you're, like I said, there's some indie artists, you're writing it yourself, you're doing. It's interesting, right? Because it's like if you're writing it yourself and you're inking it and you're drawing it and you're lettering it, it's like, okay. And one way it's like, okay, that's great because it's all on you and it's just the time you want to put into it. But it also means that it's going to take you a lot longer to get a page out versus someone like myself who, my limit is mostly with my artist's time and the budget because I'm a writer. Uh-huh. But because my artist, it's not doing the coloring. He's just doing the pencil and the inks. And the person doing the coloring's not doing the lettering. So that can get done a lot quicker, right? Because it's assembly line. So things just fly through. So that's something to keep in mind too. Cause it's like, if you're doing it all yourself, you might think, oh, I'm doing it all myself. So I can throw as many characters as I want in there. But like, you're also working your regular job or doing whatever else you're doing. So you got to think you're doing it all yourself. So it's also going to take you a lot longer than someone who's either with a team of people who can divvy up the work and get things out, versus like just doing it yourself. And I think, like I said, I just want to talk about that today because, like I said, I'm in the middle of another story that RAIZ going to help me do some character design for.
Cool.
This month coming up.
It's time.
It's about time, yeah.
Oh, snap!
Probably in the next week or so. We're gonna do the first two.
Okay.
It's gonna be five total.
That's
like
cool.
I said, I'm keeping things focusing. I'm gonna have basically five main.
Yeah.
One main character, and then there's like, two sidekicks, if you will, and then there's like some auxiliary people, two auxiliary people. But again, I'm keeping that focused in because I don't know but production is going to be like, the timetable. I don't even have a commit from an artist yet for the series. So I don't know how long whatever artist I end up working with for the series is how long it's going to take them to get pages out. So like, it's easier, like, it's almost like they say, like, it's easier to, like, if you're going somewhere and you're not sure if it's going to be cold or not, it's easier to bring an extra layer and take it off than it is to just show up and be cold.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the approach. You can add the characters as you go, if you leave some room for that. But like sometimes, like, I feel like it's best for indie artists to kind of start cautiously and just kind of have the characters necessary to move the story forward. And then if you can leave yourself some room, if you find that you're able to, with your production, to get things out on time and to expand your story, then you can always expand it versus just starting out that way and then getting stuck.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically about all I wanted to add on that. Ray, you got anything to add to that?
Nah, man. I think that's good. I do also want to say, I guess real quick. So I guess it's not now, but what you said earlier about not introducing a character if their plot or like their role in the story isn't going to come until much later. I agree with that, especially if literally you're just introducing them now and then they're not going to show up again until later. But if you are going to use that character like sprinkled throughout the story, temper that, because I have a character like that shows up relatively early. You could probably already think of who I'm talking about. And eventually they have a bigger role, but because they're peppered out throughout the story, it doesn't necessarily show where they're going to go with that character.
Right.
So like, because like, I guess like, damn, I have a lot more to say than what I thought. Like with Shonen Jump and like the way that they handle things, and the fact that you can get your story cut in 12 chapters or less, over there.
Right.
It kind of does have me with this mindset of try to leave hanging threads, but not so far hanging that you're going to hang yourself with it. Like just enough to be able to, if this continues, cool, great. If it doesn't, cool, great. And you kind of just have to like look at your own writing style for that. But yeah, man. Other than that, I think that everything you said was super cool and extremely reasonable.
But I think that's all I got today.
Yeah.
Shout outs. You got
something?
something? Go
I know. I don't.
You want to come to the convention with us?
No.
Ray said you can't come, man.
That's because this guy's a party animal, dog. Like I had a blast, man.
Nah, go ahead. What you gotta say?
I just didn't say no. But we were saying with your character development. Once I wrote my book for my daughter.
Yeah.
I showed it to my brother. He was just like, yeah, you should have somebody who makes this make more sense. It's got to flow a little bit better. So I added a character for that. But from there, I wrote like if I was going to do more books, not just outside of the the one,
Right.
I wrote different characters I can add, and I wrote like kind of what they would do, who they were, how they would come into the story. You know, saying the reason why they would come in, not just to throw a character in there,
Right.
and things like that sort. And but like you said, yeah, I just kept it to the main people I needed to get from beginning to the end. You know what I'm saying, the story. But then, like I said, I showed it to my brother. He was just like, yeah, but this has got to flow. So you might want to add something here. And I'll just say, okay, there's this character. And, you know, that was the squirrel I added. And then, you know, but yeah, I wrote out the character. I even wrote out the settings. That led me to think about the settings and the background of everybody. And if I make this like a bigger novel, you know what I'm saying, I started to think about how to explain each person. So I don't know if you guys read it out like me. I'm very like, you know, it's got to be A, B, C, D. It's got to be kind of like a web story form, man. How they taught us to write when we were younger.
Yeah.
But I wrote out everything, the settings. If they had accents, I'm like, no, they don't have accents because it's kind of a play off of me as the father, but it could still be in this thing. So yeah, that the character development, it's like you said, it's key. But like you said, you don't want to just throw them in there. But at least I have them out in case, like, if I continue writing, I can introduce them at another point, and I know how I'm going to introduce them and the reason they're in there. So I still got those sheet too, man.
That's what's up.
It's,
and you know, like, to kind of add to your point, you know, some people will even say, "Oh, well, your world is its own character, so you have to develop that just as much as you develop your main characters."
yeah.
So, you know, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we talked about characters, man. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
The first time I thought about, like, yeah, I do have that sheet of characters too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like this story, y'all.
Cool. Anything else y'all want to
Yeah,
add?
man.
I'm good.
Shout outs. Right?
All right. B style art, letter B, then STYLE art. He's doing like a lot of portraits. Like right now, it seems like he's going through like a Will Smith stage of life, but which makes sense. Like Will Smith's latest memoir, Will, phenomenal read. Like if you haven't done that, do that. I don't need to shout Will Smith out, but that book is amazing. Like on the same levels as the Four Agreements for me. How I was talking about that earlier this year. But he does like Chris Tucker. Like he does a whole bunch of like just different celebrities. He also does some anime art as well. Really, really cool stuff. So give him a check out.
Yeah, the person I'm going to shout out, don't know their name, but I found them on Instagram. It's a dope manga. So it's dope dot or period manga. And it's black manga stuff, man. It's
cool.
Stuff was like legit looking at, man. I like the styles, but like you just saying, it's just like everything that we talked about.
Right.
It was kind of like all in one central location. So definitely wanted to give them some love, man, and hope to get some more followers for them. They got a lot, but
say one more don't hurt.
One more don't hurt.
I'm gonna give a shout out to March of the Bull Comics. You can check him out on Instagram. It's spelled it out just like it says, March of the Bull Comics. He's got his first comic that he's done. It's called The Undefeated Rex Caden. He's not selling it yet, but it's printed up. So check him out and hit him up and ask him how you can get a copy. But with that, Newman, you want to tell people where they can find you at again?
Only on Instagram, Chris Newman 216.
Right.
You guys can find me on Instagram at RAIZ_arts, RAIZ_ARTS. And then everywhere else is just RAIZ Arts, all one word.
Cool. And it's Madison Hawthorne with Golden Tree Publishing. You can check us out at goldentreepublishing.com. It's Golden Tree Publishing on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And it's Golden Tree TV on YouTube. You can pick up our comics that we got here, Unicorn Melee, Eta, and King of Sweden, all on our website. And I'm also running the Indiegogo right now for Eta Volume 1, which will be the first 4 issues of the comic all combined into one large book. But until next time, peace.
Peace.